Hi, we're the Huge Movie Fanatics, and we're here to bring you a review of Captain America. Not Captain America the First Avengers, but no, we're doing Captain America 1990, the never kind of really released version.
It came out kind of officially on, it's really nice packaging in 1992 on VHS by Columbia TriStar. And it's really a nice, handsome box, colorful and everything. So that was you know, the official review, or I mean the official release. So, but never really on DVD officially.
It was supposed to, and I think it did come out, or
it was something weird, like a director's cut. It was a weird, but it was not a big thing. It was like independently done.
When the Captain America came out last year, they released it.
But see, this movie was supposed to be. It was like a lot longer than it is, and they cut out, you know, whoever cut out a lot of it or something, and you can tell it's just snips and pieces.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I saw it because I was just curious. It was like one of the two lost Marvel movies.
Kind of like the Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. Yeah, I saw that one too.
You saw it.
Yeah. You can buy it if you go to comic conventions. They're selling it there for $10. Not the best quality, but I mean it's there. You
give you
can
an
see
idea.
Which that movie actually isn't all that bad, I would say.
Wow.
The score in it is amazing. It's really, that's the thing that I feel bad about is that nobody's going to hear that score.
Yeah, the guy did all that work.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. Nobody even knew that it was never going to be released, except for the producers who knew that they just needed to make a movie in order to secure the rights.
What do they secure the rights for?
So that they could make a legitimate movie that they were planning to release. Like they knew they had they needed to make a movie in order to make it, so that they'd keep the rights to the characters, so that they could use it again. And that's what they did.
When did they use it again?
When they released Fantastic Four in 2005.
Anyway, Captain America 1990.
Captain America 1990. They're actually having that same problem again. I'll get to that later. Anyway, Captain America 1990. So I saw it. It was one of the two that I had to track down, and this gentleman here had it, and he burned a copy for me.
I made him a DVD off the Laserdisc, which was actually put out at the same time by Columbia TriStar. The same that cover. It's really colorful and cool.
Yeah.
So so I made him a DVD.
Yeah, and the first part of the movie actually plays out a lot like the movie that is Marvel endorsed, and the last part of the movie, I think, is going to be what like the second Captain America movie is going to be. It sounds like they're going to be focusing a lot on his, like, I'm now back from.
Oh right, I get what you're saying. The second half of the movie is in reality, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So and it sounds like that's what the new Captain America movie's going for. So that's kind of interesting, just to see how it was done before and how it's being done now. Now you see how a studio does it, and you see how Marvel actually does it, and it's interesting. Both are done very well. I actually think the movie, it definitely has a lot of flaws, but I think the flaws come from, as he said, butchering of the edit, and like a lot of it is also budgetary problems. Like you could.
Yeah, this was 21st. I can't remember what it was called. The company, 21st Century Film or whatever. And it was actually those two Arabs or wherever they are who were formerly Canon Films. It was their like late '80s company. So I mean, it was like basically a Canon movie.
Yeah.
So, but under a different guise, under a different name, 21st Century.
If this, because it does have a good script, from what I could tell. If they had thrown, because it was around the same time as Batman, Tim Burton's Batman. If they had thrown the money that they threw into Batman into Captain America, I think it would have been a really positive, powerful release. But it had more carnivore kind of.
Carnivore?
Is that or Carnosaur? Carnosaur? What was what was the dinosaur movie that came out opposite the Jurassic Park?
Carnosaur.
Carnosaur. It has that kind of budget where it's just we got to make a movie. We're given $1,000.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, Batman did great.
And it's just it has no visual sense to it. And it's not because the director isn't visually savvy, it's because they didn't have the money to be visually savvy. And
for the record, Albert Pune is the director. I like him. He does a lot of great. He's kind of like a very very lesser John Woo. I mean, he's Asian, but he's done some really cool. He's done a lot of basically no budget movies. But like Nemesis, if you've ever seen Nemesis, that's like an early '90s apocalyptic. But I mean, it's got some. He's really got some talent, and he's got an ability to do some really cool actiony stuff on a limited budget. So I mean, this shows a lot of flair. It's like cut like crazy, which I liked at the time as a kid. Like just the cuts there's so many of them in the action scenes and all that kind of stuff. So Albert Pune has a cool action. I don't know what would happen to him now, but he did a lot of stuff back in the 90s, late 80s or in the 90s. So
I'm gonna give the movie 2.5. I mean, like it probably, if I saw the original cut or the original intent of the movie, or if it had a better budget, I think it would have panned out a lot more. And right now, it just sort of feels like a made-for-TV kind of thing that just kind of got torn apart.
Yeah. One thing I liked about it was kind of made in, I think made in, if not the whole thing, some of it in Europe or something like that. And one thing I like about it is they seem to have all these young, cute European women who are like the shooting at Captain America and chasing him on motorcycles and all this shit, which is kind of cool. I like European women, so that was cool. I mean, you got this biker chasing Captain America, and then he throws his shield and knocks the biker off, and she takes off her helmet, just like this. So you got all these European models shooting at Captain America. That was kind of funny. And I actually really liked it. It was too short. The little confrontation in the middle towards the beginning with the Red Skull and stuff. I mean, that was cool. Bringing for the first time really the comic into. It looked cool, and they had this set where this missile is going to take off, and it was just cool and comic-y. Yeah. My thing that I didn't really like at the time, and still don't, is that, then you go to the present day, and the Red Skull's got, like, plastic surgery, and he's just a guy, with the face, and that was kind of not fun, was it? They kind of did that in a way with the mask. And
the new one, it's sort of the reverse, where he's like human and then he takes it off. Yeah, and then he just leaves it off once he takes it off.
Well, he burns it. Wait, you think he'd have more than one?
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? Good?
I think that's it. 2.5, what'd you get?
Yeah, I'd say 2.5. It's a modest thing, and I'm sure the full-length one's probably got to be better. Yeah. So, yeah, I like that. But, again, it's a childhood thing. I liked it when I was a kid, so teenager, so I think it holds up well. I mean, it's all right. It's worth it. It's fine. There you go. 2.5 stars. Captain America. I would just say 1990.
1990. Yeah, it's hard to go back and sort of watch some of those early ones now that you've seen what they've done now that they have a budget and
Well, they do feel
Joe Johnson did a really great job with Captain America.
Well, kind of like you said, when you compare the old movies to the new ones, it's almost like the old movies are made for TV things, which is absolutely, I don't have a problem with that at all. But because of my age being different than his, I don't see it the way he does, but I can understand how you see it.
Well, yeah, I mean, this one actually did follow the comic books relatively well, a lot closer than Batman did anyway, and stuff like that. A lot closer than Fantastic Four one that got.
The funny thing about the character of what's his name is that he was the same size before. He wasn't small.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Seeing it now, where they have the technology to make him look like this puny little pathetic wimp, but he's still so heroic because he wants to be. And then when you see him as the hero, it's like, well, that's the hero he always should have been. But he is that little guy still. I like the continuity with his character and stuff. Just seeing how they can do things now, it really works. But you also have a tendency to want to make it overly flashy. Thank God, the Marvel movies so far haven't really done that yet, where they want to make it all about Flash,
Yeah, they haven't made the Flash yet. That's DC.
That's DC. No, but I mean, they have done that with Spider-Man, but the Marvel studio movies haven't done that yet. The two Iron Mans, the Hulk, Captain America, Thor, and now the Avengers. I hope that they maintain that. Don't try to make it just.
Don't you try to make it just.
I'm scared about the next, as they're calling it, Phase 2, because they announced it. It's going to be in this order, Iron Man 3 and Thor come out next year.
Both in 1 year?
Yep, they're doing 2 a year. Then it's Captain America and the Guardians of the Galaxy are coming together. I think Ant-Man is also coming out that year. And then it's the Avengers 2 is going to be their next big one. And Joss Whedon is going to be doing Avengers 2, but he comes from TV. He's going to be doing a TV show based in the Marvel Universe for ABC, and it's going to connect to the Avengers at some level. So, I mean, like, they're being really ambitious.
Jesus Christ, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, they're being really ambitious and
Phase
whatnot,
2.
but Phase 2, like, Phase 1 panned out. It was really, like, it was a pleasant surprise that the Avengers didn't suck balls. I mean, because when they announced it initially, everybody, including myself, was like, that's a great idea and it works in the comics, it's never going to happen. And the fact that it happened, it was a pleasant surprise and sort of shocked everybody, and it turns out it was entertaining, it was funny. That helped. Now people have a lot to expect. They've seen 2 Iron Man movies, 3 technically, and they've seen 2 of the other ones now. It's gonna happen.
Sounds good.
That's Captain America.
And other stuff. We're gonna have to call out our reviews like a title and other stuff now.
Yeah.
We're doing it a lot today. All right, thanks a lot.